Alrighty, welcome back to another video. Thank you all for coming and showing up, right? So I just wanted to get on here and let's talk about the nitty-gritty stuff, right? I think a part of healing and what I'm finding out is healing always takes me through these ebbs and flows. It always takes me to this place where I go to the dark, and I think that that's what messes a lot of people up about spirituality and becoming spiritual, or just even open up to something outside of religion to get emotionally fulfilled, is because it takes you to do that darker, deeper inner work. And that's where I'm at now. I'm at that stage where I'm trying to get back to the flow of things. If you've been here since the beginning, when you've seen where I've come from, how I've manifested, how I've done XYZ, but I really want to talk about the importance of getting your inner core, your subconscious beliefs in order, because you can absolutely get the things that you desire in life, but if you do not at the core believe of certain things, if you have these certain ideas about your life and what it means and all of these things, that is what is going to constantly keep showing up in your life. And for me, just on the topic of love, if you've seen video maybe like a year ago that I had manifest love, and love came into my life. But the thing about it is, and I wanted to be so transparent just on here, is just talking about that when you don't heal, and you don't have to be this whole healed up person who doesn't have any flaws, doesn't respond to anything, this monk type energy, this stoic type of personality. But you have to stop telling yourself the same story, because if you do continue to tell yourself the same story, you're just going to manifest the same thing. And so for me, I am learning that enough is enough, right? Like, subconsciously, I had to realize that I think that love has to be struggle love. I think that love has to take and not give. And so I am coming to this realization. And one thing about it is, with being transparent, is owning up to be like, I didn't make a mistake. I led with my heart, and my heart went to what was comfortable, what was the most safest thing that it thought it was, right? And I don't fault myself for that. I don't blame myself. I don't get angry with myself because of that. But now I get to say, hey, I keep repeating the same cycles. When it comes to love, I think I'm healing, but it's something that I must still be missing in the mark with picking and choosing partners, right? And I don't inherently think that people are necessarily bad people. I just think that people can only reach you to where you've reached yourself, or to where they've reached themselves. And sometimes we have these conscious beliefs about certain things that we've perpetuated, and we manifest that outwardly, so that way these connections find us, right? And it keeps us limited. So for me, I had to come to that realization that I was repeating the same cycles of love because my subconscious belief was that it had to be struggled. It couldn't fulfill me, that I had to settle in it, that it wouldn't fulfill me emotionally, that it didn't care about my emotions, that it didn't validate them, it didn't honor them, it didn't respect them, that my voice never really mattered, and all I could do was give to the point of depletion. And then that's when I get to that point, it gets really combative, and they leave because they find somebody who they deem more valuable, right? A love that cheats and things like that. So I manifested so much love in my life that resembled that because I thought that that was love. And I'm not going to say that these people didn't love me, but they can only love me to the capacity of which I allowed them, in which they could. So that was what love meant for them. That's what love showed up for them. And my body wanted more, my heart wanted more, I deserved more. So that's what now I'm learning. I'm learning that it doesn't have to struggle. It can be something. Hold on, my baby's crying. Let me go get him. Yeah, that it can be something that can truly be fulfilling, but the core thing has to be, you have to know this, and you have to work on unlocking, your own doors of what I'm holding back from, what I'm trying not to see within myself. And I think a big part of manifesting, and just even if you don't believe in manifestation, or you don't go that route, but a part of having the life that you want is first admitting to yourself the stories that you keep replaying, and understanding that they played a role for what they needed to play the role for. But now when you understand and you look deeply within yourself, you understand that, hey, I can let this go because it doesn't serve any purpose anymore. And so yeah, I'm coming to that realization where it's uncomfortable to keep perpetuating the same cycles, and especially when you have a kid and you're seeing like, this ain't really what I wanted life to be like, when it comes to how I saw the bigger vision. And I think we all want that stability when it comes to picking the right partners and picking the right parents and things like that for our children. I think that we're all striving to have that like big happy family, and we want that, but sometimes it does not work out that way, for the simple fact that not because we did anything wrong, not because our lives just sucks, it's just because we chose safety over the uncomfortable feeling of what that meant in the process and what we had to deal with. For me, one of the biggest things was, by myself, I could focus, I could get my life together, but what started happening is the ego is always looking for a way to be the ego. The devil is always looking for a way to keep you limited, to keep you stuck, to keep you thinking that you're separate from the Most High. And what started to happen was, even though I was meditating and I was in my light, I was beautiful and glowy, what happened was my mind started to tell itself, hey, if you're still single, it's because nobody wants you. Nobody values you. Nobody care about you. Nobody really wants. Everybody just wanted you for a moment, but nobody can really like stay because you're too much. You're too emotional. Nobody wants the girl who's just the all-natural girl, who's vegan, holistic, and not into the matrix. Nobody wants that girl. No, everybody wants the insta baddie, the girl who's bust down itches and things like that. People want that girl. People don't want you. And so what started to happen in my mind is where I kept replaying that, and that made me start to feel lonely. And so then I wanted, my bad about my cat, so then I wanted a relationship. I wanted somebody. And you have to pay attention. Is that want coming from you thinking that you lack it? Or is that want and that desire coming from like, I'm whole and I'm complete and I know that, I just want a companion. I want someone to share life with from a healed, whole place, not somebody to come in and complete me because I think that I'm not worthy of love, so I need somebody to validate that unworthy feeling. And that's kind of just where I was at. And I wasn't trying to admit that to myself, but when I end up like just deep thinking lately, I was like, that's just where I was at. I was wanting love from a desperate place, from a lack, versus wanting love from a completeness of, I want to experience this life with someone now that I experience, you know, being single and things like that, and I just want that experience, but I'm not rushing it. When it comes in, it comes in, and I'm just enjoying love showing up in its many different forms. So when I just did my deeper inner work, when I realized that, I was like, yeah, so you settled, and it's not to any shade towards anyone or anything in life, but I realized that I settled a lot out of the fear of, you know, this may be the best that it gets, and I should just take what I can get. And especially when you get people in your life who kind of try to dim your light and things like that. And I've had that across the board, not just with relationships, partners, but partners as in friendships and connections and work and things like that throughout my life. You know, I was shown, oh, it's a ladybug right here. But I was shown that kind of to dim my light, and that nobody will love me fully and can give to me, you know, so I have to just settle. But now I'm at that stage now with having a child and with having my son. I really just want to, like, you know, just be free to experience life from a whole. Experience life from knowing that I'm worthy, and I don't have to settle. I don't have to, you know, get little pieces. I can say that I want somebody who's like this, and trust that the Most High will bring that person because it's what I deserve, versus I gotta tweak it a little bit because I gotta accept this, and I really don't want somebody who's like that, but let me just accept that. Like, I really don't want that, but let me accept that. Give me 1 second, my baby's crying again. But yeah, so that just is where I'm at with everything. And if you see this video and you like it, give me a thumbs up, and let's just, as far when it comes to men or women, you know, healing, I'm a lady, so I may be talking to my ladies, but let's learn how to accept life for what it is, the things that we've learned and the ways that life look for us now, even if it doesn't look like how we expected it, especially if you have a kid. But let's not settle in anything, and that doesn't mean that we have to be this hardcore, but just settle in softness, settle in peace and love, and just be like, hey, you know, it doesn't have to be like that. Like, I can experience my life as me experiencing life, but I don't have to keep telling myself that I have to get somebody who's like this, because it's not enough of that, and I have to compete, and I have to lower myself and water myself down because of egos in this society that tells me that there's always a woman trying to get what I get, because in all actuality, that's just you against you, and what's for you, nobody can get, and that's included with relationships. What somebody has for you is for you. I mean, what somebody has, when somebody is for you, that person is for you. And so when you do the deeper inner work, you won't settle anymore. So this is just a lesson of let's heal. Let's truly heal, and let's be okay with being uncomfortable. That's gonna be my next video, being okay with being uncomfortable. But yeah, so I'll see y'all in the next one. Have a good day.